Alvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. What's up with the bandage on your hand?
Nothing. A little Brit special to take some swelling down. I usually throw my left hand to cover the ball when getting hit, and usually takes a lot of helmets. So I'm sure it's just a face mask. Nothing unusual, honestly.
I think we ask you about the offense every week. To get CD back and you got a run game going, just how good was it to see? This is what we do offensively.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was explosive. It was fun. I mean, you saw the big plays. Saw some drives we put together. Our standard and expectations for ourselves is very high, and so we understand when we've got guys, the playmakers that we have, the offensive line, the love that we have for one another, and you see it in just the way the guys finish plays, guys cover the ball, and defense played very well tonight. When you do that, I think more of our games are going to look like this.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. How hard is it to stay patient? I want to throw it to CD. I want to throw it to Pick.
Yeah, it's not hard, honestly. I'm a very present guy, and I take pride in doing that, and it's something that I practice. And I say that is just by trying to play it play by play, each and every play, and going through my reads. I know we talked about it earlier in the week when you're saying, y'all are asking, how do you not force it to those guys? And I said, that's on the coaches, right? And we've got multiple playmakers. Those are two dudes, and the other guys are as well. So that's my point is wherever the ball goes, I'm confident when it leaves my hand that it's going to be called and the play is going to be made after that if that guy has a chance. Now when those two guys get it, it can be very explosive. So I just want to stay on the field. Something else I've mentioned before. I just want to stay on the field. So that's the other part that allows me to stay patient is I'm not trying to put the ball in harm's way and throw an interception and, we're sitting on the sideline. I just want to be on the field playing this game.
Just talk about the TD to CD. Shotty called it a mailbox story. Wasn't the right route or whatever else.
For sure.
What happened there?
Yeah, it wasn't the route that we were expecting. It's built for him to kind of run a deep cross right there. So, go through read one, George, and then I see the big window in a sense of, I say a solid window of where if he would have ran that route, he probably would have had a good play, not a touchdown. And so then I kind of just looked to find CD, and he's got his hands up saying I'm here. And so at that point I saw the safety or the corner to the right. They were in there tricky too. And I just put about everything I had on it on a line, understanding that I couldn't just lob it up, that both guys would be able to make a play and just try to give him a chance. He did a good job taking, 2 steps back, I think, catching the ball, and then walked into the end zone. So once again, a play that's not made unless you have confidence in the guy that you're throwing to, and then the guy you're throwing to is smart, understands the defense, understands the look, and understood he could take that opportunity, and we're able to capitalize on it.
Dak, Todd Archer with ESPN. Are you more proud of the 13 touchdowns in the last 4 games or the ball security?
I'm not sure. I think they go hand in hand, to be honest with you. I think when you're taking care of the ball, you got more opportunities to score touchdowns, and that's just leading to that. So not counting the touchdowns, so probably the interceptions being truthfully. I couldn't even have told you that's how many it was, but I could tell you that I hadn't thrown an interception. So just trying to be smart with it, but not hesitant or scared or cautious at the same time, right? Taking my chances. I've got tons of confidence in what I can do, where I can put it, and obviously the guys that I'm throwing it to. So that's just a result of that.
Coach Schottenheimer said the Bland pick 6 was probably a turning point in the game. Do you have any flashbacks to 2023 when you saw him going down the sideline?
Yeah, most definitely. I actually told him, right before, I called the group up, or we called the group up right there in pregame. I told DB, I said, hey, they throw it to you as much as they throw it to anybody, huh? So it was pretty cool to see. Then he gets an interception and a touchdown. So, put that juju in the air and manifested, and he went and did what DB does.
John Machado with The Athletic. You obviously played Washington a lot, and you've had a ton of success. How was today? Any similar, or was it different?
I guess it was similar. Obviously, I haven't played him with DQ, with Joe Witt, those guys, that the personnel that particularly they have on that team. But it was fun. Confident in what I was seeing. When you play, even though, right, the new coaches, that's a group that I've played against every day for, 3 or 4 years or so. So understanding what they're going to do, what they're going to try to do. They got to us, right, in that second quarter a little bit, a couple of drives we didn't score. Personally, I got frustrated, but I just know our standard, and I knew that we could run away with this game, and we were trying to do it too fast. And So for me, it was about focusing the guys in. Hey, keep taking it play by play. Like, the scores are going to come, right? You hit that big one to CD, and everybody just thinks, let's go do that every play, and it's like that just doesn't happen. So it was about just getting the guys focused, back engaged, and understanding what they were going to give us. And I think everybody did a good job of attacking it.
And then what do you think is the next step for you and CD and George?
Next step?
Yeah.
Next game.
It can go beyond what you guys did today.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, to quantify it, I'm not really sure. So I said just the next game. That's what's important for us and to us. And honestly, it's Wednesday practice, being truthful, is those guys aren't by any means complacent or great and settled with what they've done. Like, they want the ball. They have high expectations. We have high expectations for each other. That who knows what next game is. I mean, I haven't truly looked at the stats, so I haven't seen it. I know GP said it was a little short of 100, but my point being is who knows what we can accomplish. Like, the sky is the limit. We're just going to stay focused each and every day at getting better, growing our connection. I guess that's just the next step, right? Is just continuing to communicate to one another, understand like why CD took that, which I know, but right, talk about it beforehand, and so when it happens, it's a little bit faster, and just keep growing.
Nick Harris, four-star Telegram, these over-the-shoulder grabs for George Pickens. Do you have just immense trust in him at this point in any one-on-one situation?
Yeah, I do, and honestly, we threw one in the third quarter, and that's a miss. You know what I mean? I take that as a miss because of the way that the guy's able to play the ball in the air when I don't give him a fair chance at it. Like I'm going to put that on myself. And so I know the first one I threw to him was a little underthrown and a little outside, but, right, he goes and makes an unbelievable catch, late hands in it, holding it off, and then the one that led to the touchdown right before the second half or right before the first half, and just put that one out there and, right, kept Lattimore in his back pocket, let it fall in, and he has a great natural ability of late hands in the ball and holding the defender off, and that makes my job easier. So, yeah, the trust is through the roof.
The defense coming off the field after forcing 3 and outs, after forcing turnover on downs. What is that energy like today versus the first 6 weeks, and do you think they can sustain this performance going
forward? For sure they can sustain this. I mean, they just did this with a lot of adversity, so that's a lot of credit to them, right? A lot of guys were out, and the guys that got to play stepped up, and I just think that that's awesome to see. That's credit to them, proud of them, the coaches, everybody, for buckling down and not only that, answering through the noise, through the adversity, right? Like, they're not naive to what they've been doing and to what everybody's been saying, and they answered the bell. So I most definitely think they can continue this, and that energy is electric. And for us on offense, all we want to do is repay them and go score touchdowns.
Tommy Arsh, DallasCowboys.com. How much are you enjoying Javante's success, being able to open things up for you in the play-action game?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I've talked about it going back to the spring, how important the run game is, and right, it helps with the box count, right? When you can run the game, they've got to load it. We can run the ball, they've got to load the box, and then you can take advantage of outside with the one-on-ones. And Tay's a very smart runner, obviously, but physical, patient, and just does a hell of a job. And it starts with the offensive line, right? Them creating holes, and he knows where he needs to go and how he needs to set it up, and that's only going to make us just continue to get better the more success we have on the ground.
And then homecoming today, a lot of former players coming through. You stand next to Roger Staubach from the anthem. What do you take away from those interactions, and how much do you enjoy catching up with those guys? Yeah,
just a lot of gratitude. I'm somebody who appreciates the history before them, the men who have played this game, that wore in this uniform, and particularly played this position and dealt with the success, the adversity. Roger's been a guy who, from the day that I've got here, has been so supportive. I remember my rookie year, I was asked to sign a ball for him for his Christmas gift that his daughters were giving him, and that was like one of those, welcome to the NFL or pinch me type moments for myself. And so just as the years have grown, I mean, he said it right there. I've got your support. I'm always pulling for you. I don't want to bother you. And Roger, you're never going to bother me. Like, please. And so it's something that I don't take for granted. Blessed to have his support. Being a Cowboy fan, seeing all those players down there, all it's going to do is push you a little bit more. And love the history of this team, love everything that they've done. And as I told you before, I'm trying to chase a lot of those men and win a championship.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. 3-1 through 7 games. What have you learned about your team?
We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting, and as I alluded to last week, we're going to find a way to win some of these close games. I mean, I know this one wasn't necessarily in the fourth quarter going back and forth, but that's the difference. We're going to win some games like this, but when we flip this switch and we win those close games, a resilient group that loves one another, that's going to stick together and is explosive, and we're going to play complementary ball more and more each week.
You talked about GP's over-the-shoulder catches. He now has 4 DPIs that have resulted in 131 yards for you guys. Just how much of a weapon is that, part two, knowing that he might come down with it or it might be a DPI?
Yeah, I mean, when I throw a ball like that, honestly, it's 80 to 90% chance of gaining yards at that point. And that's why I say, like, that one in the third quarter, just didn't quite give him a chance. Like, that's on me because there might be a PI or he might make one of those grabs that he's been making. So tons of confidence. They've resulted, as you said, right, in 135 yards penalties. And how many have they resulted in yards for him, right? And so it's a very successful play for us. And if they're going to give it to us, we're going to keep attacking it.
Ed Werder, WFAA. How do you feel right now, given your record through these 7 games, about who you are as a team and kind of where you are as a team, second in the NFC East right now?
How do I feel?
How do you assess those things? Who you are as a team and where you are?
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say I'm okay with where we're at, but yeah, I guess I am. I have to be, right? That's the reality of it. We're getting past the point where you can say it's early, and we've got ourselves in a position to compete, and that's most important. Nobody cares about your records in September, October. It's November, December, and on. That really matters. So I think we've put ourselves in a great position. So we've put ourselves in the position that we shouldn't and we don't need to be looking at what other teams are doing and watching their records. We need to put our head down and go to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and get better and understand that we control what we want to control, and it's all in front of us. So, being 3-3-1, right? We're right. We're in a good spot. We're right where we need to be playing a game like this that was so complimentary on both sides of the ball. I don't know how anybody in that locker room can't have confidence and excited to get to work tomorrow.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Dak, during the week you said George and CD, that tandem could be your best wide receiver duo you had. After a game like this, does that kind of validate your thought that you had earlier this week?
That's up to y'all to decide. Dez was just in there too, so don't say that too loud. Those dudes are unbelievable. They are. They are. And that's credit to them. That's credit to the way that they show up and work each and every day. That's credit to the standard that they have for themselves. That's credit to the love they have for one another, the way that they push one another. They definitely are.
What about the way that you push yourself, as Todd mentioned, an incredible 4-game stretch you're on? Why do you think that is?
A lot of things coming together. I mean, it goes back. It's all the work that I've put into this. Obviously, personally, a lot of off-season work to the team getting together in the spring, to the training camp, and just success through these last few games is just only growing the confidence. I know who I am. I feel great throwing the ball. When you got pass catchers like those two guys, CD, Terp, Tolbert, Flo, guys that are making plays and taking advantage of their opportunities whenever they come, I'm just going to keep pushing myself to get better. You've been around, you understand that that's all I want to do. It's not about the results. It's about how great can I be and how much better can I get from one day to the next. And so I'm as excited as anybody to get in there tomorrow and clean up mistakes from this one and push forward and get ready for the next game.
Yeah. Jeff Gold with Dak over Jeff Gold.
Sorry, I was wondering who is the next game. No joke.
Denver.
Gotcha.
Kind of going off of that, I feel like every year we talk to you about your heat check moments when you're rolling. When you look at this offense, everything with it and all your playmakers, have you ever had more fun with an offense than this one?
Yeah, I don't know if I've had. I don't know if I have. And not a knock to any other group that I've been a part of, but the chemistry, the camaraderie, the trash talking, the emotions and passions of this unit, it's there as much as I've ever seen it. And sure, we've got some youth that's probably a big part of it. But we've got guys who just work their tails off every day. And I say it all the time, confidence is earned. Like, you don't just wake up and say, yeah, I know I can do this. No. You got to go do that, prove it to yourself, and then, you know what I'm saying, you feel good about talking about it and walking the walk. So this group practices the right way, and they've earned the confidence, and they go out there and we play with it, and it's fun. It really is fun. It's a collaborative effort, and it's not about me. It's not about any one person on that group. It's about the way that we all play for one another, doing our 1/11th each play, and seeing what the result is afterwards.
CD and George both talked about just what your hot streak means to them, you know, given what the talk has been about you at different points in your career. What does it mean to you that they care about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's something I don't take for granted, but it's not. I mean, they're not telling y'all anything that they don't tell me. I mean, we're out there on the field in the huddle, and they're telling me I'm the best to do it, right? And so, like, they know how important that is, and they want me to take those heat checks and throw it to them. So they're just reminding me to just give them a chance. But yeah, I mean, that's the love I'm talking about, and that's the expectations and the standard I'm alluding to when I say that is, like, we all believe in one another, and we understand that we can only do so much alone, but together we're a hell of a group.
Ron Murray, K104. Dak, just want to talk about the NFC East. You didn't get a chance to see Jaden Daniels last year, but you took him on today. Just your thoughts for him. And also with the offense, do you think when we get to about December, we can be talking about one of the most unstoppable offenses in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, that's definitely our standard. That's something that we talk about as a group. It's not necessarily putting pressure on us, but it's just the way that we work and the players that we have. And, you know, with good fortune and good health, I don't see why this group can't or won't be one of the best. And, yeah, for Jaden, young player, obviously I watched him last year, all throughout the year, especially in my time being hurt. Very talented, can throw the ball super fast. His stop and go is ridiculous. Him and Lamar both, right? Like, I wish I had that. I mean, ran to the sideline on one play and somebody grabbed me, and I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. Like, my point being is, right, I wish I could slow down and speed up like that and put defenders on skates. And so, impressive player. I know he's being coached by the right man over there, and he'll only get better and better.
Mike Leslie, WFA. I was going to ask you about CD's comment that he feels this is the best offense he's played on since he's been here, but we've kind of hit that a few times over. So I'll just ask you this. Who won the pregame dance-off between Joe Milton and George Pickens?
I think Joe was really, setting the stage, giving the alley-oop to George he was just an opening act for George. So I won't say there's a winner, but, that was just a cool moment and, calling it up. The energy was great in pregame. A lot of guys were just dancing throughout pregame, and right, they're usually waiting for me to make a speech at that point, and I was just like, hey, let's keep dancing. And so I'll say maybe Joe won because I just, threw him just threw him out there. Hey, Joe, start dancing. And he took the lead, got it going, and then GP jumped in. And so that was a way of just me, right, telling guys, right, like, stay loose, like, play free. Like, you're confident. I see it. I feel it. Like, you've earned that. Like, stay right here where we are. Let's play for the brother next to us. And it's exactly what the group went out and did.
Talked about how this group, just in the last couple of minutes, you've talked about how this group has been a lot of fun to be a part of. Yeah. What does it say that you're able to have that kind of moment right before kickoff and then be able to also focus in and perform?
I mean, that's just who we are. If you're around the guys throughout the locker room at practice, I mean, that's just who we are. So that was more of a moment, I guess, for you guys than anything. Like that's George, Joe, CD, everybody. I mean, myself, I even tried to at times. I'm getting better at dancing, and like that's just part of practice and part of the energy that we carry into just our work day. So it was cool just to do it before a game, and that's my point of like just be the same guys we are at practice. Like we put in the right work, we do it with the right intentions. So you should have fun when you're doing that. Shadi always mentions that, right? Sunday's a celebration. It's a celebration of all the hard work that we put in throughout the week. So no reason to play tight, be free, let it go, and fly around. And everybody did that, not just offense, but the whole team.
Pat Doney, NBC DFW. Dak, speaking of fun, I believe every player who's ever worn a Houghton High School jersey to the stadium has caught 2 touchdown passes in that game, because Jake Ferguson, I believe, was the first to do it, right? Okay. I mean, what did you think when you saw that as you walked in today, and what has it been like watching him on this streak to start this season?
Yeah, super proud of Jake. Obviously, I know how just frustrating and hard, I guess, last season was throughout the year, right? Not getting a touchdown, and even those first couple of games. That it's a guy that works as hard as anybody. And speaking of just intentions, being very intentional on his routes and his blocking, and making sure he's communicating with me on certain routes and where do I want him to be and what do I expect from him. That it's no surprise, but super, super proud of him. Excuse me. And he told me he had ordered the jersey. I didn't know it came in already, and I didn't know he was going to wear it to the game. So it was cool. It was great. It's like we just happened to walk in together into the stadium, and so when I saw it, I legit got crunk, got hype. Like,
You expect other receivers to now start wearing those too to be looked at in the red zone a little more?
Yeah, I told him pregame, so I'm definitely throwing you something. Like, I'm definitely getting you a couple of them. So thankful the defense allowed him to go get a couple touchdowns and shot his play calling, so it all worked out. But yeah, it was cool. He's a hell of a player, and as I've mentioned before, he's only getting better each and every game, and so the touchdowns are going to keep rolling.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.